Hello children. We begin with a little revision for the second unit test from the first chapter, multiples and factors. Now first question, suppose you are asked to write down the factors for 14. How must you do it? 14, the smallest number with which it is divisible is 2. 2 sevens are 14. Now 7 is a prime number, 7 ones are 7. So the factors are 1, 2, 7 and 14. Okay. Next the number 33. 33 goes by the number 3 in 3's table. So 3 11s are 33, 11 ones are 11. So the factors are 1, 3, 11 and 33. Okay. Now 18. Now this is a little exceptional kind of a thing which you haven't learnt. I'll just still explain to you. 2 9s are 18, 3 3s are 9, 3 1s are 3. The factors are 1, 3, 6, 9 and 18. Okay. Next number 10. 2 5s are 10, 5 1s are 5. Therefore the factors are 1, 2, 5 and 10. Now in these three numbers 14, 33 and 10 follow a similar pattern which is there in your textbook. So children, you need to understand these. Even if you are finding 18 a bit confusing, it's okay. It's alright if you do not follow this. But 14, 33 and 10 are similar to the questions in your exercise and you need to understand these three. Okay. Next we come to multiples. Now what exactly are multiples? Now suppose write down the multiples of 10. What it means is you will write 10 ones are 10, 10 twos are 20, 10 threes are 30, 10 fours are 40. So these are the multiples of 10. Now 51. 51 ones are 51, 51 twos are 102, 51 threes are 153 and so on. These are the multiples of 51. So this is basically what multiple stands for. Now if you take the textbook in your page number 48, problem set 33, first question, write 5 3-digit numbers that are multiples of 2. So what you could do is, see which number when you multiply with 2 will give you a 3-digit number. 2 into 50 gives you 100. It's a 3-digit number. So 2 into 50, 100. 2 into 51 is 102. 2 into 52 is 104. So these are the multiples. Okay. Now these are 3-digit. You can write any 3-digit number which are multiples of 2. Okay. Next, the next question was write 5 3-digit number that are multiples of 5. So 5 into 20 gives you 100. It's a 3-digit number. 5 into 21 gives you 105. 5 into 22 gives you 110 and so on. Okay. Next, write okay, so that's about it. Next question number 4. Question number 4 here is from your textbook. Question number 4. A ribbon is 3 meters long. I need 8 pieces of ribbon, each 40 centimeter long. How many centimeters shorter is the ribbon than the length that I need? So if a ribbon is 3 meters long, in centimeters I can write it as 3 into 100, 300 centimeters. If I need to cut it into 40 centimeter long, 8 pieces. So 40 centimeter into 8, 40 into 8 is 320 centimeters. So you have been asked by how many centimeters is the ribbon shorter than the length that I need. Now this is the length that I need. This is what I have. So by how much is it shorter? 320 minus 300, which is 20 centimeter. Okay. This is how I do that question. Children, actually I have done all this previously in my previous video. It's clear. This is just a revision. Okay. Next, prime numbers. What do you mean by prime numbers? A number which has only 2 factors, 1 and the number itself. So 1, 3. What are the factors of 3? 1 and 3. For 5, 1 and 5. For 7, 1 and 7. So such numbers are prime numbers. Okay. Next, composite numbers are the other kind of numbers which have more than one factor. For example, 4. 2 into 2, 4. So the factors of 4 are 1, 2 and 4. 6 is 1, 2, 3 and 6. So such kind of numbers are called composite numbers. Okay. Next, we come to the next topic that we had done, which are called as co-prime numbers. It's just a revision of what we have learned. If you have two numbers 22 and 24 and you are asked if they are co-prime, you will write the factors first of 22 and 24. See what is common in both of them. Now here you have common factors 1 as well as 2, therefore they are not co-prime. If they have only 1 as a common factor for both, then they are co-prime. Now for the numbers 14 and 21, you have 1 and 7 common factors, therefore they are not co-prime. 10 and 33, it has only 1 as a common factor, therefore they are co-prime numbers. Similarly, 11 and 30 also has 1 as a common factor, therefore it is a co-prime number. Okay, children, that's all about this particular lesson, okay, for your revision. Now, we will be starting with a new chapter today. Okay. Yeah. Now, measuring time. Now, children, before we start, let me just tell you that for your unit test, you will be having 10 questions, each carrying 2 marks. So, 10 into 2, 20 marks. Alright. Please go through all the exercises, revise all the questions properly and attempt your paper and see that you are doing well. Okay. All the best for your unit test. We now start with a new chapter, chapter number 10, measuring time. Now here the first part of the chapter, from here, this revision, from here till here, this is omitted for you. So this is not going to be asked for your exam. Okay, this part is omitted. We start with the next part, learning about seconds. Now here basically we are going to start to understand how to see the time. When you look at the clock, are you able to understand how to read the time? Now when I look at this particular figure that is given, what do you understand? Here you have 3 needles. There is a hours needle, this is a minutes needle, and this is the seconds needle. It's called hour hand, minute hand and the seconds hand. Okay. Now since the hour hand is pointing towards 3, the minute hand is pointing towards 1, the seconds hand is pointing towards 10. Right. Now this whole clock from 12 back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up 11 and 12. Now if you look at 12 and 1, there are 5 divisions between each of these following numbers. And each of those divisions represent 1 second. Okay, so once this particular needle completes the whole circle 60 seconds, then you say 1 minute is over. This long hand will move 1 minute. It goes to the next minute. Okay, like this, if it goes for 60 minutes, you get 1 hour. 1 hour consists of 60 minutes and 1 minute consists of 60 seconds. Children, I hope I am clear. Now, how do I read the time? When you look at this particular picture, it means it is 5. Okay, it is 5 minutes past 3 o'clock. Right, it's 5 minutes past 3 o'clock. And what about the seconds hand? How many seconds has it passed? It has finished 50 seconds. So how will you read it? You will read it like this: 5 minutes and 50 seconds past 3. So it's 5 minutes and 50 seconds past 3 o'clock. Right? 50 seconds, how do I get? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So it's 50 seconds, 5 minutes past 3 o'clock. Okay? So that's how I read the time. Next, when I look at this, this is 20 minutes and 10 seconds past 7. Okay? Here, 15 minutes. See, this stands for minutes. So it's 15 minutes. How many seconds? 40. Because the whole circle, this is 30, 35, 40. 40 seconds. Past what? 10. So 15 minutes, 40 seconds past 10. This is how I read the clock. Now there's something called ante-meridian and post-meridian. What it means is the morning time, which I start from morning up to afternoon 12 is AM or anti-meridian. Now for example, the morning time that you start from 12 o'clock up to afternoon 12 o'clock is anti-meridian. And from afternoon 12 till late night 12, it's called post-meridian. Okay. There's something called as a 24-hour clock. Now what 24-hour clock means is from morning 12, that is midnight 12 to afternoon 12 is the morning clock, that is till 12. After 12, whatever comes, you need to add 13, 14, 15, 16 that way. Now for example, 6:20. Let's say 6:20, 20 minutes past 6. This is evening 6:20, okay, PM. How will I write this in the 24-hour clock? Now from midnight 12 to afternoon 12 is 12. Then 1. Every 1 hour that pass, you have to keep adding. So 6:20 means 12 plus 6, 18. So you will call it as 18:20. 12 plus 6 is 18:20. When I say 23:59, what time is it in the 24-hour clock? 12 plus what gives me 23? 11. 12 plus 11 gives me 23. So my timing is 11:59 PM. That means it's late night, 11:59, midnight. 1 more minute and it is 12 o'clock midnight. Okay, that's what it means. Now to understand it better, on page number 61, there's a small activity given. Let's go through it to understand it. Now here, this is the 12-hour clock, this is the 24-hour clock. When I say 5 AM, this means 5 minutes past 12 midnight. Okay, this is not 05 AM. 5 minutes past 12 midnight, 12 o'clock. 24-hour clock, it's 05. When I say 1:20 AM, 20 minutes past 1 during night time. Okay, this is night. 1:20, 20 minutes past 1. According to the 24-hour clock, it's written as 1:20. This is 6:55. See, it's going to be 7, but 5 minutes are left. So it's 6:55, 55 minutes past 6 in the morning. And I'll write 6:55 in the 24-hour clock. 10:15 AM, 15 minutes past 10 in the morning, I write it as 10:15. 12 noon, it is written as 12 in the 24-hour clock. Okay. This one, 12:05 PM. So this is in the afternoon. 5 minutes past 12 in the noon, written as 12:05. 1:20 PM. See, when it is, this is in the afternoon again, 20 minutes past 1 in the afternoon. It's written as 13:20. See how 13:20? 12 plus this one. It's added up, 13:20. 6:55 PM, evening, 55 minutes past 6 in the evening. How do I write it? 12 plus 6, 18:55. 10:15 PM, 15 minutes past 10 in the evening. This is night, 10:15. 12 plus 10, 22:15. 12, this is midnight, which shows 00 in according to the 24-hour clock. Okay, because it's completed full 24 hours. Okay, children. So this is how I read the 12-hour clock and 24-hour clock. I know it's not very easy to understand immediately. Please go through it clearly once again till you understand, and try to understand and do the exercise which is there. You can do this in the textbook itself. Problem set 44. The time below is given by 12-hour clock. Write the same by the 24-hour clock. 30 minutes past 10 in the morning. That's 10:30. 10 minutes past 8 in the morning. That's 8:10. 20 minutes past 1 in the afternoon. So 12 plus 1, 13:20. So 13:20. 40 minutes past 5 in the evening. 12 plus 5, 17. 40 minutes. So 17:40. Okay. Match the following. 9:10 AM is this. 2:10 PM. So 12 plus 2, that's 14:10. This one. 5:25 PM evening. 12 plus 5, 17. So that's 17:25. 11:10 PM. 12 plus 11, it's 23. So 23:10. So that's A. 7:25 AM is written as 7:25. So these are the answers. Children, you can write it in pencil in your textbook. Okay. So that's it for today, children. Complete this exercise, problem set 44. Try to understand it well. Keep reading through it, going through it till you understand it clearly, and prepare well for your unit test to do all the sums which are there in the exercise. Study well. Wish you all the very best. Okay. Thank you.